What's good, YouTube? I am joined by Tweety, and ironically, I just did a top 5 video, so below me, top 5 also happens to be the place that Tweety got at his regionals in 5th place.
Yep.
So, you did it with extra deck Monarchs, and I see a lot of really cool text on the side that you get to abuse that regular no extra deck Monarchs wouldn't get to, and I'm proud of you on one card. I'm going to start the profile from the side deck. Chaos Trap Hole in your side. So many of the mirror matches must have not seen that coming.
Yeah. The mirror was pretty upsetting for a lot of people because of the way I was siding. I sided 6 cards to the mirror. All the counter traps and then escalation, because if you just want to be able to drop the Monarchs like Erebus and stuff on your opponent's turn constantly. So that's why they're there. I Stormforth this. I curse seal to Stormforth. I think like 5th round. I just felt bad.
So let's go ahead and start from the deck from the top. 3 Erebus, 3 Aether, pretty standard. 2 Kuraz, and the 1 Majesty. I'm starting to see a trend with this. The 1 Majesties is pretty good to main deck,
Yes.
especially with BA being rampant.
Definitely.
What were your matchups during the day? Do you remember?
I started off playing against Cosmos, I think, and then I went to Burning Abyss, PK Fire deck, and then afterwards it was another Monarch, and then PK Fire, and then PK Fire, then Monarch Cosmo, and then the last round was PK Fire, I think.
So how would you say what was your only loss?
My only loss was to Burning Abyss PK Fire deck.
And how many rounds? 9 rounds, right?
It was 8 rounds.
8 rounds. Okay. And so a total of 7-1 during 8 rounds. Still really strong. We have 1 Mithra over a 3rd idea. What made you do that?
I really like the ability to basically start a turn with two summons.
Yeah, so you special the Mithra, and you're able to tribute using Domain, perhaps to make 1 less, and then you're able to tribute again.
Yes, definitely.
So, what was the main point of the double tribute since you're not playing Thestalos? Is the gold Erebus there?
I just wanted, it's just the for like more Erebus and to just finish the games quicker in general. I didn't want to really like go into time, even though it happened so much. But basically, the double tribute, being able to just double tribute constantly is amazing each turn, because your opponent has to deal with basically you special summon a Monarch returning to your hand during the end phase, basically. So you'll have like a Monarch return to your hand, a Monarch that you just tribute summoned, and then you'll be tribute summoning again. So they have to deal with 2 28s that both use their effects, and they have to deal with the Monarch that you get to drop during their turn, because you'll just Stormforth them and then drop the Aether or whatever. So.
And so you also played 3 main deck maxis and the 2 red layers. Red layer, of course, helping with the rank 5 engine above anything in the deck, along with Prime. But also really good tribute up. So so let's put it this way. How many games did you utilize the extra deck every single game?
Almost. I would say out of the 8 rounds, I summoned from my extra deck in 5 or 6 rounds. I think 6 rounds. I used my extra deck 6 rounds of 8.
How did the triple maxi work out for you?
Oh, maxi is just amazing. You drop it versus BA, and if they continue, then to me, maxi fixes the hands that are bricky versus the BA matchup, because like sometimes you don't start off that strong, and when they go first and you open maxi, it basically means like you have more turns to fix your hand, and if they do push through it by giving you the 2 cards or 3 cards, then your hand is almost literally fixed because you play so many 3-ofs. So.
All right, so you have the single upstart, the single Rhoda to help thin the deck even further. 1 foolish, 1 domain. Is that to help reduce levels in certain plays, or why do you still play the 1?
The domain is good to, well, first for the Aether play with Kuraz, so you can go into M7 or beyond sometimes. And then other times is for when you just really need to do the double tribute play, and you need to have a way to fetch to be able to reduce the Monarch. Sometimes you don't open that well where you have to reduce the Monarch immediately, so you can summon it, so you can get your engine going. So
3 Pantheism, best card in the deck. 3
yeah.
Tenacity, 3 Stormforth, all best cards in the deck. 3 Return. You main deck the Twin Twisters. You don't see that too commonly. What made you want to do this for this regional?
The Twin Twister. There's so many cards that you can just discard. You can discard the dead returns because you really use return once or twice in the duel. Once during your turn, and then the second time during your opponent's turn, and you pop it with Garage usually. So all the returns that you have, you only need really one. So it's dead. So you can discard that. And you have Pantheism. You have Edia. You have Erebus. There's so many cards, and you just don't want to lose to Strikes, Chaos Trap Holes. Definitely Chaos Trap. You don't want to lose to Chaos Trap Holes because everyone seems to be maining the card now, so you don't want to lose to that.
And then
And
your
it's
side.
just good versus.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying it's just good versus just like generically everything. And people are playing the demise, draw, traps deck, so I didn't want to lose to that either.
And in the side deck here, we have 2 Flying Sea, Battle Fader, Regeki, System Down, MST, 3 Xyz Universe, and we already talked about the rest. So tell me about all this BA hate.
BA is just so strong, man. I just don't ever want to take a loss to it, and I rather just take my free win with Universe game 2 and 3. So like game 1, they just, if I'm lucky, then they just lose to the Majesty's Fiend, or just me outpacing them with being able to go Tribute Summon Monarch and go into my extra deck as well. And then game 2 and 3, you just Universe them for Diamond. I wish I had the ultimate XYZ trainer, because then that's probably would have replaced the Felgrin, but usually I just Diamond them, and that's about it. It was a good game. And Flying Seas.
Yeah, Flying Seas, the stones. Getting into the extra deck, we have Hope Harbinger, Felgran, Grinder. Did you ever use Grinder?
Yeah, I did, in fact, versus Burning Abyss. I wish I got to play a Pepe player, but not happening. So, but I did, in fact, summon the Grinder and burn someone, and then also make a Pleiades. It was a good turn.
two Gaia Dragons. I noticed you have these. Is it mostly for things like Volcasaurus or other things that run out of materials?
For the Mecha Beast guy, after he dies, you usually reborn him with the red layer that's under him, and then because he can't attack because he has no materials, you just put a guy on top of him, and the other Gaia is for everything else that you can put Gaia on top of, including Volk.
Utopia Beyond, the Absolute Stones. Did you get to summon this at all?
No, I wish.
Yeah. M7, Diamond. Diamond, really cool that you can play it and bring it out multiple ways in your deck.
Yep.
You have the red layer we just talked about. Adrius, did you ever have to use that? I see this in a lot of builds, but I don't see it getting used.
It came up one time where I had the ability to summon it because of Masker Restrict, but I had drew Twin Twister for turn, so then it just turned into where I didn't need to make the Adrius.
But it could have come in handy.
But it could have. If I didn't draw Twin Twister, then it was literally the out right there. But
2 Pleiades, Volcasaurus. Did you ever get to Volcasaurus Gaia, anybody?
I think one person, just once.
And Durandal and Shark Fortress. I love this card. I've always said that if this card came out at a higher rarity, it would just be money and people would have tried to focus around it. But common cards. Did you get to use this?
I didn't get to use Shark Fortress, but I did use Durandal. Sealed a game. It just sealed it. So good
Nice.
card.
So Team Zodiac's own, sponsored by Troll and Toad above me. Any shout outs here or anything you want to talk about from the tournament specifically?
I'll shout out Team Zodiac, Troll and Toad. They're awesome. I have to shout out Alpay, because he basically worked on the deck with me like the whole time. This whole week and a half that I wanted to play extra deck Monarchs, he told me that I should definitely play this version. And I think he told me not to play. He told me that he wanted me to play a third Edia, the Heavenly Squire, but I decided not to. But other than that, this deck was awesome. Thanks to him, and yeah.
Well, thanks a lot.
Shout outs,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
shout outs to the round table, which is like this chat, but that's about it.
All right, thanks a lot for being on the channel, Tweety. It was really awesome having you. Sorry for cutting you off a few times. I'm trying to get more used to doing this interview profile. Everybody in the comments, tell me what you all thought about more this kind of video, being able to talk to the duelist, having them on and talking to you guys. And again, thanks a lot, Tweety man.
No problem.
Tweety man. Top YCS, your girl.